what took China so long to invite Mr. Kim to Beijing?
They did really seem to wait to the last moment before Kim's meeting with the South Korean president and with Trump. And I think they wanted to, at this very last moment, make the point that to negotiate with North Korea, you have to keep China in mind as well. Roads to Pyongyang go through Beijing.
That's what we thought when we had the nuclear talks, the six-party talks in Beijing. Does that rationale and dynamic still apply now when you have a president like Mr. Trump, who seems to have changed the geopolitical dynamics of Northeast Asia?
I think it certainly still does. The geographic reality is still the same. China shares the most important border with North Korea historically. It's been their most important relationship on the North Korean side. And I think it's important for China to assert itself both to the Koreas, Japan, and to Trump that for them, this is a relationship that they're going to oversee.
Is North Korea winning? I mean, as long as there's a rivalry between Beijing and Washington about the time and attention of Kim Jong Un, doesn't that make Kim Jong Un sort of in the driver's seat?
Kim Jong Un may be winning. North Korea as a country and as 25 million people is certainly not winning. The isolation, the poverty, the inability to leave the country. So this is done very well for Kim, but it's not good for his people, and that, in the end, probably won't be good for Kim.
But that's been the history of North Korea since the war, frankly. It's been good for the leaders, not good for the people. But what's the ultimate goal? The President Trump says we have to have no more nuclear weapons. As Cherry just said, Beijing has now said, well, they said they're open to getting rid of nuclear weapons. Is that possible?
North Korean leaders have talked about denuclearization for a very long time, ever since they started building nuclear weapons. And I don't think it's realistic. It's certainly possible, but the costs would be too high. I think the best case scenario for North Korea is not that it denuclearizes, but that it turns into something like, say, Pakistan. So certainly worrying issue for American policymakers, but not front page news.